has been raised manifold. And Pakistan assesses that India, anyway, I will come to the Pakistani mindset later, but then this is the Indian mindset. That in case you are speaking from a high moral ground, this is the most effective antidote against all ill-conceived misadventures, guilty operations by Pakistan or any other country. We will win. No, sir, we don't. In the game of power, the ultimate justice lies with the one who is strong. If you are not strong, it is immaterial whether you are right or you are wrong. It is not something that is written or not written by the philosophers. It is something which is written by the 5,000 history of this world. There is a justification for having a Babur Road in Delhi, who came as an aggressor from distant land of Fargana, but there is no Rana Sangha Road in Delhi because Rana Sangha was the loser. He lost in the battleground, so there is nothing to commemorate him. There is to commemorate the winner, even if he was an aggressor. In his own this thing, he demolished 360 temples as per the Baba Nama's own this thing, and all the atrocities that have been committed is immaterial. This is the power game. It's not here, it's the world over. The thing is that if you have got to be a power player, and running a state, managing the government is a game of power dynamics. As a power player, we have got to internalize. There is no problem about Ashoka. There is one observation made by a very, very celebrated French philosopher recently. He said, Ashoka was a king, Mahatma Buddha was a king. Both taught ahimsa. But Mahatma Buddha, before taking ahimsa, became an ascetic, which is the dharma of an ascetic, of this thing. Ashoka did a betrayal, he remained a king and talk of this thing because this is not Rajdharma. Because he has the duty to protect his people. He has the duty to protect his kingdom. He has got to protect the weak, the infant, the women, the sick. As a king, that is his duty, but it was perfectly all right if he would have gone and become an ascetic and then peace justice. Because that is what is the thing of that. Now, when you are in a government, when you are in an army, you can't be non-violent. That is not your district. You can't undermine the national security interests and talk about ideologies and philosophies which may undermine the nation's vital interests. We never had not only the deterrence to Pakistan, but even to the separatists. And as you know that I have been in an organization where we do maintain a lot of contact with these groups. The Hurriyat people or the separatists cannot be paid by the ISI or influenced by the ISI more than what Indian intelligence or the Indian state can do that. We are much more powerful to fight them. Why is it that they still always tilt towards Pakistan? Why is it that there is no one who is prepared to speak on behalf of India and among the Kashmiri Muslims, including those with whom you have invested heavily, giving the power, the money, and probably living in this thing of that they cannot as strongly articulate their Indian position and stop for the Indian position that some of the Gilanis and Bharts and Loans had done in the past and present. Do you know what is the factor? They are afraid of ISI. This present change started not with Machel incident. It started with the attack on Fazle Haq, who was a moderate separatist, in December 2009. The earlier phase had started with killing of Lord, who was a Hurriyat member but wanted to talk against the wishes of the ISI. It is a fear of ISI which keeps Maulvi Farooq or anybody, even Gilani, to toe the Pakistani line. This thing had no deterrence. Not only that they are not afraid that the Indian state can do or the Indian society can do anything to them, they had been given the highest form of security, the comfort, even their medical treatments are borne out by the Indian government, even their medical help and everything that they require are borne out by them. So this policy of appeasement and a lack of deterrence has impelled people to become anti-national and take all the advantages from India. Because there is no cost involved in that. You can take all the advantages and still remain anti-national, still undermine the India's national interests, and that is the root cause. But let me also tell you about the Pakistani mindset, which is also the root cause problem. The Pakistani, and let me tell you, root cause is a cause which endures itself, it stays there despite history proving you wrong again and again. You know, this mindset I can understand in 47. History proved us wrong when Sheikh Abdullah betrayed Nehru. But we did the same after 1975. Again we have proved these things that we have got the type of a problem. So we do that because you are a prisoner of this mindset. And unless the nation changes its mindset, there is no solutions to the problem. You know, my problems are not created by you, it's my internal problem. It's the problem of my environment, my training, my level of spiritual, intellectual or physical state of this thing or my DNA. Unless I correct myself, I'm going to change. I don't think that my state of quality of life is going to change. If I wanted to change, I have to change first. When I change, the whole world changes. India changes, Pakistan changes. India changes, separatists in Kashmir change. But is India willing to change? But now let me come to the Kashmiri mindset. Kashmiri mindset has been, India is a weak, is a country of Baniab and Brahmins. What is the derogatory term that they always use? There are no fighters, we are great fighters. And we have got a great religion, a great motivator that teaches us the sacrifice, to self-sacrifice, teachers of jihad, teachers of a militant districts. And therefore, India can be balkanized by them. And, you know, this was what is known as the Qurban Ali Doctrine of 1956. That is, Pakistan assessed India's balkanization. That didn't happen though. And in that balkanization, the biggest group they thought would be the Muslims. Again the wrong calculation. And those Muslims will be pro-Pakistan. Again the wrong calculation. After having been defeated in 65, 71, Kargil, everywhere, every time. There is no engagement where they have got any military success against India. They still hold. They are captive of that. If they cannot go to a conventional war, they started the proxy war, the covert action, and made covert action, proxy war, terrorism as an instrument of state policy. Still banking on that we will be able to bleed India to a position. So this mindset is not likely to change unless India gives a decisive blow to Pakistan. You have got to change this mindset. We could not change this mindset even after 1971. They also have a mindset that if a person is a Muslim, he obviously is pro-Pakistan. So every Kashmiri Muslim is with them. For that matter, they consider the whole of Indian Muslims are with them, which is wrong, but exists. Since it exists, they keep on harping on this point. Then there is another mindset, that if you have got a power, does not matter positive or negative. If you don't have an economic power, technological power, but you have got a power to create jihadis, the world is going to respect you. Nobody can ignore a nuclear power, particularly if it is an irresponsible nuclear power. If it has pursued its nuclear program through steals, theft, and devious methods. If it is AQ Khans who are the known, who are the wanted criminals all over. You have got a nuisance value. And a person with a nuisance value can always extract a price. It could extract a price simultaneously with the United States and China. Both countries would be providing them the strategic weapons, providing them, if not the strategic weapons, at least China had been providing them. They had been the most advanced aircrafts, most advanced technologies, most advanced, except probably the missiles, probably all of the systems have been provided by the United States, which accepts, agrees the fact that we have dumped $15 billion after 2001 in this country, and rather than helping the American interest, they only help the Taliban interest. This is the game of power dynamics. If you are powerful, even if you have got a negative power, but you can exercise it, there is a dividend. But even if you are highly powerful, but you cannot exercise that power is as good as not having it. You may have a gun, and a third-rate criminal may just have a knife in his hand, but if you are restrained in using your power, probably he may stab you and get away and kill you. It is not only the position of power that is important, it's your ability to exercise that power, and exercising that power is a function of your mindset, whether you will or you will not. India has not been able to build that confidence, to exercise the power, particularly the legitimate power. You know, I'm not talking about in the international, even about the rule of law. You had the stone pelters, they are not the stone pelters, they are peaceful. I'll come into the current phase a little later. I hope the organizers will give me 5 more minutes or 5 more minutes. What is the point in 250 persons who under a very organized program were pelting the stones that you decided to release them? You do not have the mindset to enforce the rule of law. They say we have got a law, or Kashmir has got a Ranjit Penal Code. Anybody is guilty, the rule of law will prevail. If you think civil disobedience, or it's not a civil disobedience, if you think that armed, violent uprising by inciting some youth or paying them can change the government's policies, it won't. You have got to send the signal loud and clear. Then let me tell about the Kashmiri separatist mindset, because they are the third actors. They have got a mindset that international opinion is in their favor. Again, as I said, it is not true. Again, as I said, that these mindsets have got no relationship with the reality. But it doesn't change. They think there is a UN resolution. In United Nations, all the countries had always supported Pakistan's plebiscite, except veto being exercised by the USSR in favor of India in the past. Now even India-Russia relations are not that close, and USSR does not exist. China, as a permanent member of the Security Council, is on their side, and then there are 57 OIC countries or the Islamic countries. So the international opinion is totally on the side of the separatists. It's only a matter of time to stick to it. Now that is how their mindset works. It doesn't change. That India's international crowd will very heavily weigh that whatever your calculations are, that no point has been taken either on Kashmir, either in the UN Security Council or the General Assembly. Of course, in the General Assembly is one annual thing. Your Prime Minister or Foreign Minister will go and shout about it, but that's where it stops. You have not been even getting the support of the OIC countries. But it sticks. The second is a faith in the capability and intentions of Pakistan to help them. Pakistan neither has the capability to liberate Kashmir, neither it has got the intentions. It has got its own geopolitical and geostrategic intentions. It is no well-wisher of the Kashmiri people, including the Kashmiri Muslims. Of course, they have got no love for the Kashmiri Hindus or people of Jammu and Ladakh. But the Kashmiri separatists think, ISI can do everything. Probably Kashmiri army can be able to liberate us someday.